Hey, what's up guys? Happy New Year and everything. Hey, I figured I'd make a video on January 31st. December 31st, bring in the new year. Eh. So I wanted to quickly bring up and just talk about Street Fighter V Arcade Edition. This new game that's coming out and it's going to be wonderful and all this stuff. And I don't want to get too much into detail about Street Fighter V and Capcom Cup and all this stuff. I want to talk about the recent stuff. I want to see what I've been paying attention to a lot of it. You know, what's been going on with Street Fighter V, the content that's been coming out for the game, listening to the pro players, listening to the feedback from the PlayStation experience. And I'm kind of like questioning the Street Fighter V community yet again. And I kind of want to talk about this. And I really want to keep enlightening these people that play Street Fighter V, that think the game's superb. And I really do. And everyone's like, oh, all these complainers about Street Fighter V. And hear me out on this. Like, legit, hear me out on this. So this new game is coming out, right? This brand new game. Everyone's like, yo, Street Fighter V Arcade Edition. They're going to make this character better. They're going to buff my character. We're going to get all these new levels. We're going to have these new menus. And everybody's like, new Vtriggers. And everyone's like excited about this stuff, right? And totally, I get that. I really get that perspective. That's fair. Like, that's fair to be excited about it, right? So, here's the thing. Now, I know a lot of people always say, hey, the game is not out yet, though. Let's see what happens. Also, totally valid point, and I agree with you. The only thing is, what game lately, in the past 3-4 years, has come out from a beta experience and changed drastically, or even changed much? So, for example, Street Fighter V to Street Fighter V release, the beta to the release, did it really change? Not really. Call of Duty Black Ops 3 beta to the release, did that really change? Not really. Call of Duty 2 World War Tour beta that they did on PS4, did that really change from the release? Not really. Did Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Infinite really change from the release, except from removing the Infinite that was found? Not really. Still kind of looked pretty much the same. Felt the same. With, obviously, they added more single-player stuff. Whatever. But anyway, I want to get into some stuff, and it's a very simple question and a very simple point. I want you to think about this as being a gamer. So you're excited about Street Fighter V Arcade Edition, the new game that comes out. Now, let's go over a couple of things, right? So the first thing is now Capcom is removing, so they're taking something away from you. They are removing the ability to garnish and acquire fight money. So you can't do what you were doing before with Street Fighter V. They're saying this is the definitive edition, this is Arcade Edition, this is the new better version, and we're going to remove the money. So you can't do that anymore. Capcom's saying you can't do that anymore. So they're removing that from you. But that's okay. It's okay, guys, because they're going to give you new ways to get costumes. As a player, as a competitive player, is that what you need? No. You want the game to be better. You want more supers. You want more V-triggers. You want more normals. You want better footsies. You want better delay input. You want better lag change. You want better netcode. Those are things you want in the game to make the game better. Do I want to buy Street Fighter V Arcade Edition? Because, man, you know, I've really been itching to get those costumes. Are you a child? That's not important. It's a side thing. It's like a little, yeah, maybe I'll buy that costume. That's what costumes are. So they're giving us new ways to buy special costumes, but we really don't need that. So that's number one. So Capcom is removing fight money and saying, nah. I don't like it when people remove things from game. When I bought Street Fighter 4, Super Street Fighter 4, did they go, oh, we're going to remove trials? Or did they say we're going to remove stuff? No, they just gave us stuff. They just gave us new stuff. When we got Street Fighter 2 Turbo, or when we got Third Strike, did they remove stuff from Third Strike? I mean, Double Impact? Did they remove things? They balance changed it, and they changed it, but they weren't like, we're going to remove that. No, you don't remove things from a game to do that. Like, I just think that is really dumb. So keep it there. Just leave it. Let it be. Most people have already kind of gotten the fight money anyway, so you might as well just leave it. So that's point number one with crap Street Fighter V Arcade Edition. Point number two is, from what I've heard from top players, from what I've been reading, from what I've seen on Twitter, from what I've just been listening to, all the new V-triggers kind of suck, from what I've seen. Now, let's go over 3, just top of my head. Balrog, having a command grab V-trigger. Is that what Balrog really needs? Does Balrog really need a command grab? I mean, like, let's look at Street Fighter 4 even, for instance. Whoever used Violent Bull? Whoever used that, ever? It was totally invalid, totally not necessary. What makes you think that giving him that in Street Fighter 5 is going to help his game plan? Does he have trouble opening people up? Does Balrog need a command grab? No one's going to use it. Like, no one's going to use that. There's no point in using that. I can do any crazy damage, do the crouching medium kick target combo and hit confirm that, and go into V-trigger. And that's stupid damage and corner push. I really don't need V-trigger 2. There's no point in that. I get no damage, and I'm already plus, and I'm already pretty safe throwing out random EX moves. There's just no need for that V-trigger. Also, reports, Ken's second V-trigger sucks and absolutely blows. Chris Tatarian and Brent is cool, and another Ken top player I read on Event Hubs from Chris Tatarian commenting saying he thinks it blows and it's useless. From a top player, a top Ken player, has told us it's useless. You can't anti-air with it. If you use it in combos, it does less damage than the first V-trigger, and there's more extensions from the first V-trigger, according to a top Ken player. I'm not a Ken player. I'm not a top Ken player, but he is, and he's saying it sucks. So that's like Daigo saying, hey, Guile does this now, and okay. Next point, Karen is supposedly nerfed. Karen has less advantage on some of her normals, and the startup on her standing medium kick is slower, and it also has less frame advantage as well. Mago reported that. I saw it from the PlayStation Experience. There's somebody that made a really good balance patch video and kind of went over some stuff. Zangief is, I believe, getting nerfs. Don't quote me on this one, but I think he can't combo as far from his standing light kick into the lariat now. So now he has less confirms too. Then Akuma, the forward high punch, where he shimmies with that, and he can do standing light punch to Tatsu. That has less frame advantage on block now. He also can't do V-trigger, V-trigger 1. He can do less air projectiles, and he can do one less move in V-trigger, so that gauge goes down faster. His V-trigger 2, according to most people so far, does not look as viable as the V-trigger 1. V-trigger 1 has more setups and more stuff. Basically, he gets like access to an EX bar within V-trigger, and you can cancel certain moves into other moves. So like you could do air EX Hadoken in V-trigger 2 to like air Tatsu. Something like that. I don't know the exact specifications, but from the damage in the videos that I have seen, if you check out Born Free's video, he goes over that very well and in detail. The damage doesn't look good. The damage doesn't look different. It doesn't look like it's better. So everything that another character I want to go through is Alex. Alex's V-trigger looks very gimmicky and doesn't look to yield as high of a reward as, let's say, like Cammy's V-trigger or Urian's V-trigger or something like that. If you land the choke slam, if you do that move, the DDT, I believe it is, if you're crouching, you can completely avoid it. And you can combo into it from, I think it's like a counter hit standing high punch, but you're better off going into the flash chop or doing another conversion for that damage. If he lands the choke thing on you, he can do it after chop. But the thing is that the frame advantage, the additional damage he gets from landing the choke isn't that much more. It looks like maybe 100 damage more. I'm not sure of the exact totals, but there are videos of it online. You guys can check that out. But my point is that after he gets that knockdown, he's at an advantage. But when he lands the chop anyway, if it's light or medium or heavy chop, he's already at that advantage. So he doesn't really need a further advantage. V-trigger 1 looks like it's way better for him because it actually puts him in a great position. You can get him out of the corner. If he's in the corner and he lands it, he can get to the other side and then do, go up there and do his elbow or whatever. It looks like he has more of an advantage, and it also gives him a defensive option. The ways that you would combo into the chokeslam or land that looks very gimmicky because you can crouch it. So if you learn to react to it, similar to Birdie's EX dive, it's kind of gimmicky because you can stop it and you can look for ways and see it coming. It's a total gimmick. and it doesn't look to be the answers or the things that Alex needs to improve as a character. So if you gave him better buttons or improved his normals or cancels, that would make Alex better, or gave him more frame advantage after the power bomb. That's the things that Alex needs. So everything that I've seen so far in Arcade Edition just screams nerf. Like, every character just seems like they're just kind of staying the same. They're not really getting better, or they're just putting in things that might be useful, but they're not really testing to see how feasible it is. Like Balrog's Ultra 2 and like Ken's, Vtrigger 2 and Ken's Balrog's Vtrigger 2. Now, at least with Ken's Ultra 2 and like Street Fighter 4, for example, is it did have a practical use because it allowed it to punish certain things. I believe Honda's headbutts, because he was out of range when he did Ultra 1. It could go through projectiles, so it offered diversity. It offered things that Ken couldn't do normally. Most people still went with Ultra 1 because you're fishing for counter hit setups with your Ultra 2 after, car throw setups. And if you had the bar, you could burn it and go into Ultra 1 and counter hit, and you get full animation. So there were things about that Ultra that, kind of like made sense. Balrog's Ultra 2, it didn't really do much. And obviously, Ryu's Ultra 2 really wasn't that feasible. But in, let's say grappler battles, when he's fighting Zangief or Hugo, if they jump, you can Ultra 2 on reaction and get a whole load of damage, which did more than his Ultra 1. So there, even though it wasn't the preferred Ultra, you could realistically do that against certain characters. And it would still work. It would still have a purpose. Maybe not overall, versatility, but have that purpose. Now, so when I look at Street Fighter V Arcade Edition, I have to ask you people, what about this game is exciting you? What have you seen where you're like, whoa, this looks better? And, oh, that looks awesome. Okay, they give you the V-triggers, but if they're not useful, that doesn't benefit you as a player. You're not using it because it sucks. It's just not, it's like Rose, for example, in Street Fighter 4, when she got her Ultra 2, it was like, whoa, I could walk around. I have a reversal. I have a way to control space. Like, this is absolutely awesome. It's like Dudley, when he had the second Ultra and stuff in Super Street Fighter 4 or whatever, when they gave him that second one, I don't know, I think he always had 2. Yeah, he always had 2. In Street Fighter 4 to Super Street Fighter 4, they give him the 2. But, like, for example, that. Like, Corkscrew Cross gives the combo ability. When they buffed his Ultra 1 to go through fireballs, they went full screen. Like, that's a buff. That's helping my character out. That's improving something. When you remove everything from all of these characters, you're not giving me anything to be happy about. Raise your hand or let me know if you like nerfs to your main. Doesn't matter what character you play. No one likes nerfs to the character. They just don't. Like, you want buffs. You want to play and enjoy something more. You want something to explore. You get +2 more on counter hit now on a specific move, whatever it may be. It's like, ooh, now I can try all these new combos. Like, that'll be fun. That'll be cool. And like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I find Season 1 was still the best of Street Fighter V. I don't like the game, but you could, now hear me out on this. The best defensive character in the game, Nash, was awesome, and the best offensive character in the game were both top tier. Mika and Nash. You could play defensively or you could play offensively. When you could play Chun-Li and play footsies, you could play Ryu and chuck fireballs, you could play Ken, you could play Nikali, you could play Cammy, you could play Zangief. There were so many characters in Season 1, and Urien was really good in Season 1. Urien was great, and Shuri, she kind of always stunk. Guile was really great in Season 1. Balrog was good in Season 1. Everyone was feasible. Everyone was viable, and it had different play styles. Guile was super good. Ryu was good. Fang was kind of his best. There were just different options. Okay, DPs, let's not get to that point. But everybody had an option. And I liked the DP on Wake Up thing because it made you respect something. It made you not autopilot. And that's what was the problem with Season 2, in my opinion, for Street Fighter. It was just too much autopiloting. Too much, I don't have to worry about anything. I can just pressure. And I think there's some things in a game that you should have to think about and just kind of respect. And Allures are like, oh, I hate DP. It's like, yeah, because you want autopilot and reset all day and just mash standing medium kick. I'm not saying Allures OP, Allures too good, because Laura has weaknesses. But my point for this video is Street Fighter V Arcade Edition. What is there that you've seen that says, whoa, this is going to make my character better? This is going to make me not choose Vtrigger 1 for sure. Because it looks cool. I mean, if you're a casual, that will be cool. But if you're a competitive player, there's nothing exciting coming out for Street Fighter V Arcade Edition that I have seen. I mean, I would love to see a linked video of you saying, like, whoa, this is guaranteed, like, this will make this character totally better. Having an option, like, for example, when Alex, when he does the chokeslam, that's cool, but if it doesn't do better than Vtrigger 1, if it doesn't do that, then it's useless. There's always a better thing to take in each particular matchup. Maybe there'll be a matchup where that's useful. I don't really know, but it's not looking like I'm going to be excited about it. I'm like, oh, that should be good. That should be better. Just not seeing it. So please leave in the comments. I want to hear. I'm very, very curious. What about Street Fighter V Arcade Edition is hyping you up? Don't tell me costumes. Don't tell me the way the menu looks. Tell me about the game, what you think is better. I think the coolest thing that I've heard about Street Fighter V Arcade Edition is Ryu could potentially get back to being good. That's the only thing that I can think about where I'm like, oh, okay, because they gave him something. They buffed him, and I think they're going to buff him. I mean, they should. He's their token character. It's fucking Ryu. So let me know in the comments, guys. Peace.